Chapter 403. Yang Feng replied, "Yes, this junior has brought enough astral stones." Once an astral gate was opened, it would continuously consume astral stones to display its coordinates in the astral boundary. Once the astral stones were exhausted, the astral gate would lose its power and close, and would no longer display its coordinates in the astral boundary. Without coordinates in the astral boundary, even Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses would get lost in the vast astral boundary, unable to return. Therefore, before opening an astral gate, everyone needed to prepare enough astral stones. Yang Feng had a top-grade warp gate, but he didn't know if it could cross the astral boundary and freely travel between the astral boundary and the Xianxia plane. However, he obtained more than 400 million merit points in the demonic realm, which he used to exchange for astral stones to support the consumption of the astral gate. The more than 400 million merit points were enough for Yang Feng to travel in the astral boundary for 4 years. The old voice fell silent, as if it had disappeared. Yang Feng came to a groove in the astral gate, waved his hand, and threw silver astral stones into the groove. After absorbing a large number of astral stones, the astral gate suddenly surged with gray light, and a strange cave full of distortions appeared in the center of the astral gate. Yang Feng looked at the strange cave full of distortions with a dignified look in his eyes. He took a deep breath, picked up the astral card next to the astral gate, operated a secret method, and enchanted himself with several level 4 defensive spells, and then strode into the center of the astral gate. With a flash of queer light, Yang Feng disappeared from the cave. In the secret chamber, only the astral gate radiating queer and distorted light remained. With a flash of queer light, Yang Feng appeared in a strange place where he couldn't distinguish between north, south, east, and west. He couldn't even see his hand in front of him, and his eyes, ears, nose, and other senses were shrouded in a layer of fog. Yang Feng opened his eyes and looked into the distance, only to see a gray haze everywhere. All kinds of strange and distorted scenes flickered indeterminately before his eyes, making him dizzy and nauseous. Yang Feng's complexion changed dramatically, and his heart shook. This is the astral boundary. It really is a terrifying place. Unless it was an astral life form unique to the astral boundary, otherwise, life forms from other planes below the Great Warlock rank would go crazy after entering the astral boundary, turning into lunatics. Even if it was a Great Warlock rank expert, if they stayed in the astral boundary for a long time, then if they didn't have special secret methods and secret treasures to protect themselves, they would also go crazy, be eroded by the astral boundary, and turn into all kinds of strange astral boundary life forms. Yang Feng took out a dimensional badge and pressed it, and an archetype battlestar with a length of more than 3,000 meters and a silver metallic luster appeared in front of him. The arc battlestar fired a ray of light that enveloped Yang Feng, and he instantly disappeared. In the next moment, he appeared on the bridge of the battlestar. "We've entered the astral world and are analyzing it. Algorithm imported, reconstruction begins." Lines of information rang in Yang Feng's sea of knowledge. On the bridge, the level 2 optical computer shone brightly and frantically performed calculations and analyzed the surrounding environment. The astral boundary was extremely strange. Only some astral boundary life forms with special extraordinary talents could see through the strange fog and see the situation in the distance. Without special talents or unique algorithms, even Bright World Warlock and Infinity Warlock rank existences would fall into chaos in the endless fog, eventually go crazy, and turn into strange astral boundary life forms. Many strange astral boundary life forms were formed from formidable existences of other planes who mistakenly entered the astral boundary and were eroded by the astral boundary. However, in the Xianxia plane, human warlocks captured countless astral boundary life forms. After conducting research on them, they finally developed various algorithms to analyze the astral fog. With this, human warlocks could use the astral boundary to find planes, occupy them, and absorb knowledge and resources from them to strengthen themselves. The computing power of the level 2 optical computer was terrifying. After importing the astral fog's algorithms, about an hour later, a holographic projection appeared in the center of the bridge. The holographic projection clearly showed that the arc-shaped interstellar battleship had extended into the void. Within a radius of 100 miles, it was extremely empty. There was nothing there. This was reconstructed by relying on the supercomputing power of the Level 2 optical computer to reproduce the surrounding environment and scenery. With Yang Feng's great warlock rank strength, without the assistance of special secret treasures, he could at most reconstruct an environment with a radius of 10 meters. It would be difficult to move an inch in the astral boundary. Yang Feng tightly grasped the astral card in his hand and returned to the location of the astral gate. Only then could he pass through the astral gate and return to the fighting demonic sect. Without the astral card, even if he passed through the location of the astral gate, he wouldn't be able to return to the fighting demonic sect through the astral gate. Yang Feng willed and light shrouded him. He disappeared in a flash. In the next moment, he appeared in a secret chamber of the Battlestar. In the secret chamber, there was a top-notch warp gate. Yang Feng took a deep look at the top-notch warp gate and said indifferently, "Activate the S2 warp gate." Activating the S2 warp gate. Beginning environment scan and analysis. The environment is in a distorted and unstable state. Activating the warp gate will consume an additional 50% of energy. Activating the S2 warp gate will consume 20% of the ship's energy. Maintaining the warp gate will consume a lot of energy. Do you want to activate it? Yang Feng raised his eyebrows. He didn't expect that activating the warp gate in the astral boundary would consume so much energy. It should be noted that activating the warp gate between the Feisua plane and the Tyrannid subcontinent would consume 5% of the Arc Battlestar's energy at most. Yang Feng ordered decisively, "Activate it." Even though the energy consumption was huge, but Yang Feng still had to test it out. This was related to his judgment of whether or not to fight when he encountered an enemy in the future. Inject energy. Activate the warp gate. Along with the messages, the top-notch warp gate shone brightly and slowly opened. Yang Feng stepped into the warp gate and appeared in a secret underground base on the Tyrannid subcontinent. In the secret underground base, in addition to the top-notch warp gate, there were also countless dimensional troop carriers. The dimensional troop carriers stored the most advanced battle robots as well as all kinds of war materials and massive amounts of high-energy crystals. When he saw this, the corners of Yang Feng's mouth rose slightly, and he revealed a satisfied smile. The top-notch warp gate could allow Yang Feng to cross the barrier between the astral boundary and the Xianxia plane freely. This meant that Yang Feng could even establish a bridgehead in the astral boundary and freely travel between the astral boundary and the Xianxia plane. During the era of the Xianxia plane's 7 warlock emperors, human warlocks established numerous bridgeheads in the astral boundary and used them as a base to advance to countless planes. In modern times, the strength of the Xianxia plane's human warlocks declined sharply. Furthermore, internal strife continued, and the Xianxia plane split into 2 warlock forces, the Eastern world and the Western world. Naturally, the bridgeheads in the astral boundary were unable to protect them, and were destroyed one by the astral life forms. Now, only the 10 great sects like the demonic fighting sect might have their own bases in the astral boundary. It hasn't been long since Yang Feng joined the demonic fighting sect and became a personal disciple of Xianxia. As such, he didn't know many secrets. He didn't know where the demonic fighting sect's base in the astral boundary was. Otherwise, it would be safer to enter the astral boundary from the demonic fighting sect's base. In fact, Yang Feng didn't even know whether the demonic fighting sect had a base in the astral boundary, because that was one of the demonic fighting sect's core secrets. After Yang Feng replenished a large number of high-energy crystals and nuclear fusion fuel from the base in the Tyrannid subcontinent, he returned to the Arc Battlestar. Set off. The Arc Battlestar shone brightly, ejected streams of flames from its stern, and flew towards the depths of the astral boundary at a rapid speed. A few days passed in the blink of an eye. The Arc interstellar battleship flew in the astral plane for a few days without any accidents or discoveries. It was as if the astral plane was an endless, empty, and dead place. Warning! Warning! Something similar to a meteorite is approaching. Something similar to a meteorite is approaching. Suddenly, a series of warning sounds came from the archetype interstellar battleship, and on the holographic projector in the captain's room, a dense rain of stones suddenly appeared and flew towards them. Yang Feng's face flickered, and he immediately ordered, "Fuck! Activate the energy shield at maximum power." A transparent energy shield suddenly appeared and enveloped the entire battlestar. Almost in the next moment, the meteorites slammed into the Arc Battlestar's energy shield one after another like shooting stars. The impact force of each meteorite was extremely frightening, comparable to an all-out attack of a Starry Sky Warlock rank powerhouse. When they slammed into the energy shield, they set off ripples, and then collapsed and splashed about. Energy shield consumed by 5%. Energy shield consumed by 8%. Under the impact of countless meteorites, the energy consumption of the Battlestar's energy shield rose steadily. Chapter 404. The energy shield's energy consumption is 72%. When the energy of the protective shield was left with 28%, all the meteorites had completely collapsed and were scattered in front of the interstellar battleship. Yang Feng looked at the surrounding meteorite fragments with lingering fear. Astral meteorites are really dangerous. If I had come here alone, I might have been killed. The scanning range of the Level 2 optical computer was 100 kilometers, while Yang Feng's reconstruction of the astral boundary's environment was only 10 meters. If his true body had suddenly encountered the astral meteorite swarm, he would have been smashed into mincemeat. After the Battlestar withstood the attack of the astral meteorite swarm, it immediately stopped and began to recharge the energy shield. A dense crowd of engineering robots equipped with flight equipment suddenly flew out of the Battlestar, flew towards the surrounding meteorite fragments, and began to collect the meteorite fragments scattered around the Battlestar. This is astral stone and astral gold. It seems that the harvest this time is not small. When the meteorite fragments were collected back into the Battlestar, the feedback information immediately made Yang Feng overjoyed. The meteorite fragments contained many astral stones and astral gold fragments. Astral stones were a necessity to operate astral gates, while astral gold was one of the precious materials necessary to manufacture an astral gate. In the demonic realm, Yang Feng used more than 400 million merit points to exchange for astral stones that could be used for about a year. The amount of astral stones he obtained from the meteorite shower was more than 10 times that of the astral stones he exchanged for in the demonic realm. Just the harvest from resisting the astral meteorite shower was enough for Yang Feng to recoup all of his investments. There were countless precious resources in the astral boundary. It was because of this that top powerhouses, despite knowing that the astral boundary was fraught with dangers, still entered the astral boundary like moths to a flame in search of treasures. When Yang Feng thought of the few days of fruitless flight, he pondered for a while, and then made a decision. It's really inefficient to search in the astral boundary without a clue. Release the drones. Watermelon-sized drones flew out of the Battlestar like raindrops. Their speed rose to the limit, and with the Battlestar as the origin, they flew in all directions. The moment the drones were sent out, the holographic projection on the interstellar battleship expanded rapidly. At the same time, the hatch of the arc-shaped interstellar battleship opened, and a dense swarm of battle robots flew out and stood on the surface of the interstellar battleship, vigilantly defending. Inside the astral plane, there was an area filled with countless floating meteorites. A watermelon-sized unmanned reconnaissance aircraft, which was dozens of times smaller than a fighter jet, flew over the meteorite zone. Suddenly, as if awakened, the meteorites in the meteorite field stretched and turned into freaks with a pair of miniature dragon wings on their backs. They have no eyes, nose, or ears, but only a mouthful of sharp teeth. Terrifying great warlock rank auras gushed out of the freaks and rushed towards the unmanned drone like raindrops. In the blink of an eye, the unmanned drone had disappeared. Inside the astral plane, a sun-like celestial body radiating countless rays of light was suspended in the void. An unmanned reconnaissance aircraft flew over from afar. 2,000 kilometers away from the sun-like celestial body, it began to vaporize, turned into a ball of flames, and turned into a strange magma state that was sucked into the celestial body. Inside the astral plane, there was a boundless, seemingly devoid of light, dark area. An unmanned reconnaissance aircraft had just flown to the edge of the dark area when it emitted a click and stopped, completely losing contact with the battlestar. Inside the astral plane, there was a world full of ice cubes. In the world full of ice cubes, there were countless existences sealed in ice. There were giants, humans, ancient demons, and many astral monsters. There was a deathly stillness, without a trace of vitality. An unmanned reconnaissance aircraft had just flown to the edge of the world, when it was frozen and turned into an ice cube. Similar scenes continued to play out in the astral boundary. A month later, of the 1 million unmanned reconnaissance aircraft released by the battlestar, more than 800,000 had lost contact with the Level 2 optical computer inside the battlestar. Of the 800,000 unmanned reconnaissance aircraft, 400,000 had lost contact with the Level 2 optical computer for some unknown reason. Clearly, those places were very dangerous. In the astral plane, the unmanned reconnaissance aircraft encountered many astral life forms, but they were destroyed by the astral life forms in a flash. There were even many unmanned reconnaissance aircraft that were destroyed before they could discover the astral life forms. Yang Feng could only let the battlestar sail along the already explored safe routes, while gritting his teeth and continuing to send a large number of unmanned reconnaissance aircraft into the astral plane to search for safe routes. In the astral plane, once the unmanned reconnaissance aircraft were destroyed, they were destroyed for good and could not be recycled. However, for the sake of safety, Yang Feng could only continue to send unmanned reconnaissance aircraft into the depths of the astral plane. In the astral plane, a demon powerhouse with a horn on the head, a wolf-like head, and a pair of wings on the back was flying. The level of civilization of the demons was not inferior to that of the Xianxia Plains human warlocks. When the Xianxia Plains human warlocks were still slaves and playthings of the archgods, the demons had already set foot in the astral plane. The wolf-headed demon powerhouse suddenly exclaimed in surprise, then extended his hand, surged with demonic chi, and grabbed an unmanned reconnaissance aircraft from the void. "Hey, what's this?" "This is a reconnaissance aircraft of the Golem Dynasty's 9th Astral Plane Fleet. Those who receive this order are to report to the Blacklight warship immediately. Those who disobey will be exterminated." A domineering and peerless command was issued from the reconnaissance plane in a mechanical synthesized voice. The wolf-headed demon showed a look of ecstasy on his face instead of being alarmed. Golem Dynasty. The Xianxia Plains 6th Warlock Dynasty's fleet in the astral plane. This time the sly wolf, seemed to be in luck. The Golem Dynasty was a terrifying dynasty of human warlocks that suppressed countless planes. Even if something leaked out from the ruins of the Golem Dynasty, as long as it was thoroughly researched, it might be possible to establish a terrifying force similar to the demonic battle sect. At the time, demons were as obedient as dogs in front of the Golem Lord. They knew how terrifying and powerful the Golem Dynasty was. Now that there was an opportunity to obtain the inheritance of the Golem Dynasty, the demon powerhouse Sly Wolf was naturally excited. This thing came from this direction. Sly Wolf turned its head and looked in the direction from which the reconnaissance aircraft came, and its eyes shimmered with greed. It blurred into motion, turned into a stream of light, and flew in that direction. On the bridge, the corners of Yang Feng's mouth rose slightly, and he ordered, "It took the bait, activate the camouflage system." The exterior of the huge battlestar changed rapidly. From a brand new battlestar brimming with a metallic texture, it changed into an ancient warship riddled with scars and mottled, looking as if it had gone through countless battles and withstood the baptism of time. It flew in the astral plane by inertia. Although the astral plane was shrouded in fog at all times, but in fact, the astral plane was in a strange state of vacuum. Many objects could drift in the astral plane by inertia as long as they weren't attracted by celestial bodies, meteorites, or freaks. A black ray of light flew over from afar and stopped not far from the battlestar. Looking at the battlestar from afar, it was Sly Wolf. Sly Wolf stared at the battlestar for a while, then its eyes flickered a few times, and it revealed a look of delight. So many mechanical golems. It seems that this is the mechanical golem legion of the 6th Warlock Dynasty's 3 golems that struck terror into the hearts of many planes. Sly Wolf pondered for a while, then silently recited an incantation, pointed at the battle star, and cast Disintegrate. A green ray of light turned into a streamer and shot towards a starry sky ripper on the surface of the interstellar battleship. In an instant, it hit the starry sky ripper. With a flash of light, the starry sky ripper disintegrated and dissipated in an instant. As if a hornet's nest was poked, the starry sky rippers outside the battlestar flew up in an attempt to fly towards Sly Wolf. However, after flying several kilometers away from the battlestar, the starry sky rippers turned around and flew back to the battlestar, where they patrolled in a fixed orbit. Sly Wolf's eyes flickered, and it revealed a smile. Its figure blurred, and it turned into a black ray flying towards the battlestar. When a starry sky ripper sensed Sly Wolf's arrival, its eyes flashed red, and it suddenly slashed at Sly Wolf. The power of the starry sky ripper's slash was comparable to that of a human sacred swordsman of the Feisua plane. Even if it was a human great warlock, they would still be cut in half. Sly Wolf smiled ferociously and extended its right claw. 2 clouds of demonic chi condensed on its right claw, and it forcibly grabbed the super high-frequency oscillation blade in the starry sky ripper's hand. The super high-frequency oscillation blade in the starry sky ripper's hand vibrated wildly, and the demonic chi in Sly Wolf's hand dispersed. Sly Wolf smiled excitedly and slashed with its claw, and black claw rays flashed and cut the starry sky ripper into countless pieces. Interesting. As expected of a golem of the Golem dynasty. Even such a low-level golem's weapon can threaten this demon king. Chapter 405. As if poking a hornet's nest, the starry sky rippers outside the battlestar flew towards Sly Wolf. A bunch of trash golems, break for this king. Sly Wolf smiled malevolently, surged with demonic chi, and spread starry sky warlock rank might. It turned into a black ray that shuttled back and forth among the starry sky rippers. Boom, boom, boom. Black light flashed around the starry sky rippers, and they immediately exploded, with all kinds of parts splashing everywhere. After a dozen starry sky rippers were destroyed, the chests of the starry sky rippers shone brightly, and level 3 energy shields activated in an instant and enveloped them. With a flash of black light, Sly Wolf slammed a blow into the energy shield in front of a starry sky ripper and set off ripples, yet didn't destroy the energy shield. This is a defensive spell. Unfortunately, it's at most equivalent to the strongest level 3 single-target defensive spell. It's useless against me. Sly Wolf's eyes flashed with surprise, and it smiled coldly. Demonic chi boiled on its claws, and it slashed out, and black claw rays enveloped a starry sky ripper and slashed it to pieces in an instant. Starry sky rippers pounced on Sly Wolf, but they were sliced and destroyed one by Sly Wolf at a ghostly speed. A few hours later, the hundreds of starry sky rippers outside the battlestar were destroyed by Sly Wolf one by one. What powerful mechanical golems, they actually made me spend so much effort. I'm really looking forward to the relic site of the Golem dynasty. After the Sly Wolf destroyed the last starry sky ripper, it heaved a long sigh of relief, took out magic crystals, stuffed them into its mouth, and ate them with crunching sounds. At this moment, the hatch of the interstellar battleship opened, and various special battle robots such as Starry Sky Ripper, Space Disruptor I, Gravity Manipulator I, Hurricane Manipulator I, Ice Manipulator I, and other special battle robots rushed out, forming a mechanical torrent that surged toward the Sly Wolf. Sly Wolf looked at the dense swarm of battle robots and inhaled a breath of cold air. Sure enough, the relic site of the Golem dynasty isn't that simple. The relic site of the Golem dynasty doesn't have a powerful barrier, yet it hasn't been swept clean. It seems that it's because of these mechanical golems. Although Sly Wolf destroyed hundreds of starry sky rippers, but it also consumed a lot of magic power. It naturally knew how powerful these battle robots were. The evolved gunner robots locked onto the Sly Wolf with their 6-barreled railguns and frantically bombarded it. Railguns comparable to level 4 single-target offensive spells shot towards the sly wolf like shooting stars. Even many Moonlight Warlock rank experts without the protection of a life force field would be injured when hit by the railgun beams. Sly Wolf silently chanted an incantation, demonic light surged, and a spatial fluctuation enveloped his body. He stretched out his hand, and a strange spatial hole appeared in front of him. The electromagnetic beams blasted into the spatial caverns, and then disappeared one after another. Holding umbrella-shaped space disruptors in their hands, the Type 1 space disruptors opened, and spatial ripples spread in all directions. The railgun beams of the railgun, and then, one after another, covered Wolf. The densely packed electromagnetic cannons completely enveloped the werewolf. Sly Wolf's face fell, and it gushed with fearsome demonic chi. Strengthened by the demonic chi, it resisted the bombardment of the railgun with its fleshly body. Countless rays of light flashed, and the sly wolf directly rose into the sky while withstanding the bombardment of countless electromagnetic cannons. Dozens of huge wounds appeared on its body, and drops of demonic blood continuously dripped from its body to the ground. The Type 1 gravity manipulator wielded the gravity gun and fired wildly at the werewolf. The densely packed gravity spheres formed a net of light that completely covered the werewolf's movement path. This was a net of light calculated by the Level 2 artificial intelligence using its terrifying computing power. The werewolf simply had nowhere to hide. The sly wolf's figure twisted a few times, and its speed suddenly rose to the extreme. However, it still collided with a gravity ball, and directly fell on the outer layer of the interstellar battleship like a meteor. The densely packed gravity balls bombarded the body of the ghoul wolf like raindrops, causing it to spit out blood again and again. It couldn't even move a finger. The starry sky rippers erupted with terrifying speed in an instant, rushed to in front of the sly wolf, and brandished their super high-frequency oscillation blades and slashed at the sly wolf. Amidst a wave of incomparably shrill and shrill cries, the sly wolf was instantly dismembered into countless pieces, and only its head remained intact. Interesting. This sly wolf seems to know a lot about the astral boundary. On the bridge, Yang Feng browsed through the information he read from the sly wolf's head, and the corners of his mouth rose into a smile. The sly wolf was born into the winged wolf demon race, a branch of the demon beasts. It was one of the demon monarchs of the winged wolf demon race. According to ranks, demons were divided into junior demons, intermediate demons, advanced demons, junior demon generals, intermediate demon generals, advanced demon generals, demon commanders, demon monarchs, and demon emperors. Demon commander rank experts were comparable to human great warlocks, demon monarch rank experts were comparable to human starry sky warlocks, and demon emperor rank experts were comparable to human moonlight warlocks. Above demon emperors were demon god rank experts. The sly wolf set out from a demon base in the astral boundary, the astral demon realm, and headed for a demon base located near a planar star river. It wanted to see if it could buy a semi-plane from the demon base. A planar star river was a very strange place in the astral boundary. Within the planar galaxy, demiplanes would be born. Not long after these demiplanes were born, they would disappear from the planar galaxy due to the astral boundary's laws, and very strangely appear in secret places in the astral boundary. According to many legends, countless planes were born from the astral boundary, and the source of the planes was the planar star rivers in the astral boundary. In the astral boundary, there was more than one planar star river. However, it wasn't that simple to obtain the specific location of a planar star river. Demons were one of the strongest races known to human warlocks, so it wasn't strange for them to find the location of a planar star river. In the past, when the Xianxia Plains humans were at their peak, they controlled more than 10,000 planar star river locations. But later on, after the decline of human warlocks, the planar star river locations they controlled were seized by other powerful races, and they became very rare. In a planar star river, many semiplanes were born, and it was possible to obtain a semiplane seed in a primal chaos state. This attracted countless powerful races to come here in an attempt to obtain a semiplane. The planar star river was filled with strange astral laws. Only experts below the Great Warlock realm could enter the planar Star River. Once experts above the Great Warlock realm entered the planar Star River, they would be strangled by the astral law. In addition to Great Warlocks, only peerless archgods, primordial archfiends, or warlock emperors of the 8 great warlock dynasties who were proficient in the astral law could ignore the astral law and enter the planar Star River. A celestial body quietly suspended in the astral boundary. This celestial body was the Azure Demon Star, one of the demon bases in the astral boundary. A black demonic light fell from the sky, entered the Azure Demon Star like a meteor, and landed on the edge of the Azure Demon City, a giant city in the center of the Azure Demon Star. The black demonic light disappeared, and a winged wolf demon expert with a wolf head and a pair of wings on the back was revealed. It was Yang Feng who used the magical mechanical cloak. Although the Azure Demon Star was the size of the moon, but it was extremely barren of resources. Besides, it wasn't one of the rare life celestial bodies in the astral boundary that could support life. Therefore, there was only one city in the Azure Demon Star. A huge barrier was opened in the Azure Demon City. The incomparably powerful barrier enveloped the entire Azure Demon City, filling the Azure Demon City with devil chi. At the same time, it also blocked the interference of the omnipresent astral fog in the astral boundary. Who are you? At the entrance of the Azure Demon City, an advanced demon general with a tiger head and a human body covered in strange demonic runes and exuding level 3 warlock rank fluctuations of power swept Yang Feng with a glance and asked vigilantly. Yang Feng widened his eyes, erupted with fierce demonic chi in a flash, and barked, "I am Kuei Wolf, the son of the winged wolf demon king ogre wolf. Open the gate, I want to go in. If you don't open the gate, I'll kill you." Demons had a strict hierarchy, and demons were extremely ferocious. They were not only like outsiders, but also like outsiders. Superiors would kill inferiors at the slightest provocation. The more ferocious and powerful a person was, the more people feared them. Those who kept a low profile would be targeted by many people and become prey to be bullied. The advanced demon general with a tiger head and a human body immediately softened and said respectfully, "So it's Sir Demon Commander. Please come in." The gate of the Azure Demon City slowly opened, and Yang Feng strode into the city. As soon as he entered the Azure Demon City, Yang Feng saw all kinds of grotesque demons shrouded in dense demonic chi. Within the Azure Demon City, most demons were still demon general rank existences. Inside the Azure Demon City, there was a powerful barrier. Even the devil general level experts could survive inside the Azure Demon City. Once the demon general rank demons left the Azure Demon City, they would be eroded by the astral laws and turned into crazy, strange, and chaotic astral life forms. Although there were many grotesque demon experts in the Azure Demon City, but there were also many humanoid demon experts with a horn on their head and covered in demonic runes. These humanoid demon experts were called humanoid demons, and they were an extremely powerful race among demons. Chapter 406. According to the ancient records of the Xianxia Plain, humanoid demons were very rare in the ancient times. At that time, the strongest demons were beast demons, other demons, and ogre demons. Beast demons, other demons, and ogre demons were considered to be the most beautiful beings. Very few demons were willing to mate with humanoid demons. The Xianxia Plain's 7 great warlock dynasties emerged and suppressed countless planes. The third warlock dynasty, the demonic divine dynasty, captured countless gods and demons from various planes and used them as slaves. After the third warlock dynasty, the humanoid demons rapidly multiplied and prospered. The humanoid demons became the most powerful race among demons, suppressing other demon races. By now, the humanoid demons had become one of the most powerful races among demons. In fact, before the 7 great warlock dynasties, the aesthetic standards of the various top planes were different. With the emergence of the 7 great warlock dynasties and the suppression of many planes, human warlock civilization and aesthetic concepts spread to many planes along with the footsteps of the human warlocks. By now, powerful beings of many planes would have a human avatar or take human form, which was due to the influence of the 7 great warlock dynasties. Strength was the truth, strength was the mainstream. Before the 7 great warlock dynasties, the civilization of the Eastern world swept the entire Xianxia plain, and the forces and subordinate subcontinents of the Xianxia plain took pride in learning the civilization and customs of the Eastern world. The King of Dawn appeared out of nowhere and suppressed the entire world. He founded the Dawn dynasty, which allowed the Western world to rise and stand on equal footing with the Eastern world. Furthermore, the Western world civilization began to gradually infiltrate the Eastern world. After strolling around the Azure Demon City for a while, Yang Feng saw Demon Commander rank experts everywhere. As for Demon Monarch rank experts, he could occasionally see them. The Demon Monarch rank experts came to the Azure Demon City with only one purpose, and that was to find a way to get a semi-plane. The uses of a half-plane were extremely broad. If one wanted to become a god and have their own divine kingdom, then they would need to have a half-plane, and then use the planar laws and the various laws they comprehended as the framework, divine power, and countless rare resources as the filler. It would take hundreds or even thousands of years to establish a divine kingdom. In addition, if the demiplane was carefully nurtured and countless resources were invested, that demiplane might grow into a complete plane. Even if that demiplane couldn't become a complete plane, having a demiplane was equivalent to having a vast private space and nest. Thus, many experts would come to the astral boundary in search of a half-plane. It was very difficult to find a demiplane in the boundless astral boundary. The probability of finding a demiplane in the planar star river was much higher than searching aimlessly in the astral boundary. Therefore, those Demon King level powerhouses would come here, hoping to obtain a half-plane. After walking on the street for a while, Yang Feng walked into an inn, arrived in front of a room on the 3rd floor of the inn, and punched the door of the room. With a loud bang, the door of the room was blown to pieces. In the room stood a demon with a tiger's head and a human's body, a sexy and gorgeous young woman with a horn on her head, dazzling blonde hair, and large breasts, a ghostly powerhouse with 2 30-centimeter long horns on his head, and a 3-meter tall giant demon powerhouse with taut muscles and an ugly and ferocious face. Surging with demonic chi and exuding demon commander rank might, the 4 demon powerhouses stared coldly at Yang Feng. The eyes of the demon with a tiger's head and a human's body shimmered with a cruel and tyrannical glint, and he barely suppressed his fierce nature and asked slowly, "Who are you?" Yang Feng smiled coldly and waved his hand, and a fist-sized skull flew towards the demon with a tiger's head and a human's body. "I am an emissary sent by Sir Sly Wolf Demon Monarch. This is my token." When the demon with a tiger's head and a human's body grabbed the skull, he poured demonic force into it, and the skull exuded terrifying might unique to Sly Wolf Demon. The demon with a tiger's head and a human's body had an unsightly expression on his face, and he asked coldly, "Does Sly Wolf Demon Monarch not trust us?" The faces of the other demons also became somewhat unsightly. In this room, the 4 great warlocks were semi-plane hunters who specialized in searching for semi-planes. Demon King rank powerhouses and above found it difficult to enter the planar star river, so they would hire many Demon Commander rank powerhouses to enter the planar star river and search for semi-planes. Semi-plane hunters were such existences. In the Azure Demon City, there were tens of thousands of Demon Commander rank powerhouses. These tens of thousands of Demon Commander rank powerhouses were semi-plane hunters who specialized in searching for semi-planes. The rest of the low-grade demons in the Azure Demon City were specially migrated here to serve the demiplane hunters and vent their lust. Yang Feng said indifferently, "Sir naturally trusts you. However, Sir thinks that it's more appropriate for me to watch from the sidelines." The fierce glint in the eyes of the demon with a tiger's head and a human's body converged slightly, and he said fiercely, "Since it's Sir Sly Wolf Demon Monarch's will, then join us. However, I hope that you won't get in the way during the mission. Otherwise, even if you are Sir Demon Monarch's subordinate, I will still tear you to shreds." Yang Feng smiled faintly and didn't argue. The 5 of them exchanged indifferently for a while, and Yang Feng got to know the basic situation of the other 4 demons. The demon with a tiger's head and a human's body was called Taiken, the demon with blonde hair and blue eyes was called Pohana, the ghost demon was called Sel, and the troll demon was called Azal. The 4 demons were very indifferent to Yang Feng. Clearly, they didn't have a good impression of Yang Feng, who came to monitor them. 2 days later, Yang Feng and his party walked out of the Azure Demon City. As soon as he left the barrier of the Azure Demon City, the strange astral fog appeared in front of Yang Feng. He frowned slightly and put on a headband inlaid with an intermediate magic crystal. Strange light gushed out of the headband, allowing Yang Feng to see through the astral fog, as if the astral fog didn't exist. The reason why the sly wolf demon monarch could cross the astral boundary with his fleshly body, apart from his tyrannical strength, was that the headband-like secret treasure allowed him to see through the astral fog easily. The other 4 demons equipped themselves with secret treasures that could see through the astral fog, and came to a flat ground outside the Azure Demon City. Tychon silently recited an incantation and waved his hand. With a flash of black light, a 30-meter-long black flying boat engraved with mysterious runes appeared in front of the 5 demons. With a light leap, he landed on the black flying boat. Yang Feng followed the other 3 demons and jumped onto the black flying vessel. Tychon silently recited an incantation and pointed at the black flying boat. The black flying boat immediately released demonic light and flew into the sky. A few days later, exuding silver light, as if it contained a small universe, a silver fetal membrane with no end in sight appeared in front of Yang Feng and company. Yang Feng looked at the huge silver fetal membrane, and shock flashed past the abyss of his eyes. So this is a planar star river. Even from thousands of kilometers away, Yang Feng could still sense the fearsome aura of a nurturing plane coming from the silver fetal membrane. There was endless wealth in a planar star river. God knows how many powerhouses were eager to break into it and plunder wantonly. But since ancient times, apart from the Zhangji Plain's 7 warlock emperors and a few peerless powerhouses of the same rank, only powerhouses below the great warlock rank could enter a planar star river. Many powerhouses above the Moonlight Warlock rank had never entered a planar star river in their lives. Similarly, some Bright World Warlock and Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses had never entered a planar star river in their lives. After flying for half a day, the black flying boat reached the edge of the silver fetal membrane and touched it. After setting off ripples, it entered the silver fetal membrane. The silver fetal membrane was about 300 kilometers thick. After flying for 300 kilometers, the black flying boat finally flew out of the silver fetal membrane. As soon as he entered the silver membrane, a resplendent galaxy appeared in front of Yang Feng. Countless stars were scattered in the dark void. It was as if he was looking at the countless stars in the Milky Way galaxy from a spaceship. Tychon took off a black headband and said lightly, "In this planar star river, there is no interference from the astral fog. You can take off the headband." Yang Feng smiled, took off the headband, and looked into the distance. There was no longer any interference from the astral fog. With his great warlock rank extraordinary vision, Yang Feng could clearly see stars radiating gloomy light everywhere in the planar star river. Tychon said with a dignified expression, "Kuei Wolf, due to the restrictions of the astral laws, we outsiders can only allow great warlock rank powerhouses to enter the planar star river at most. However, the life forms born in the planar star river are not restricted by the astral laws. There may be demon monarchs, and even demon emperors and transcendent rank powerhouses. Don't be careless." Yang Feng nodded, took a deep look at the celestial bodies, and asked curiously, "The celestial bodies are so far away from us, and there are so many of them. How do we find semi-planes?" In the planar star river, the distance between celestial bodies was calculated in light years. Yang Feng didn't want to stay in the planar star river for decades. Tychon said lightly, "Most of the outer celestial bodies have been explored. They are all worthless and dead celestial bodies. We can only search in unknown areas to find a valuable half-plane." Chapter 407. In the boundless star river, the distance between the celestial bodies is too great. Only by using the astral boundaries laws and using the astral passageway can we travel between the celestial bodies. Taiken took out a fist-sized astral stone and placed it in a groove on the black flying vessel, then silently recited an incantation and pointed at the black flying vessel. A black ray entered the black flying vessel. The black flying vessel swayed, then shone with black light, and a twisted track appeared in front of the black flying vessel. With a flash of light, the black airship entered the twisted track and disappeared. After a few breaths of time, a twisted hole suddenly appeared in front of a celestial body, and the black flying vessel flew out of the twisted hole. Amazing! Standing on the black flying vessel, Yang Feng turned his head and saw that the silver membrane was already who knows how many light years behind him. He couldn't help but exclaim in admiration. Taiken glanced at the flying vessel underfoot and sighed lightly. The star magic vessel's grade is too low. It can only travel through the astral passageway once a day. It would be great if I had a high-grade star magic vessel. The star magic boat was an extremely precious artifact among the demon race. Taiken and them accepted Archwolf's employment in order to have their own star magic vessel. Even Archwolf, a demon monarch rank expert, could only afford a low-grade star magic vessel, which could only travel through the astral passageway once a day. Even if they had enough astral stones, they still couldn't go to a second celestial body. Yang Feng glanced at the celestial body next to him and said, "Taiken, have you been to this celestial body before?" Taiken replied indifferently, "This is a worthless celestial body. There is no life on this celestial body, nor are there astral stones, astral gold, or other precious resources unique to the astral boundary. There are only some ordinary iron, copper, and other metal ores. It's very barren." Yang Feng's eyes suddenly lit up. For demon experts like Taiken, iron, copper, and other metal ores weren't of much use. Demons wouldn't spend precious astral stones to come to planar star rivers to mine low-grade ores such as iron and copper. But it was different for Yang Feng. He could obtain energy through nuclear energy, electrical energy, wind energy, solar energy, and various other methods, while the metal minerals required to manufacture a mechanical legion were relatively limited. The metal resources of a subcontinent in Tyrannid subcontinent were not enough to support the establishment of an unlimited mechanical legion. Yang Feng said, "Taiken, I want to take a look at the celestial body." Taiken said indifferently, "Sure, but you have to remember to come back before this time tomorrow." "Alright." After Yang Feng agreed, he circled around the star magic vessel and carefully observed it. At the same time, he recalled the star magic vessel's refining method in his mind. In the Battle Demon sect, there was also a method to refine secret treasures like the star magic boat. However, refining an astral secret treasure like the star magic boat required an alchemist with an understanding of the astral laws. Such alchemists were extremely rare in the Battle Demon sect, less than 5. Additionally, refining a secret treasure like the star magic boat also required a large number of astral stones, astral gold, and other precious astral ores. Even moonlight warlocks would find it very difficult to get their hands on a secret treasure like the star magic boat. Most of the star magic boats used by demon commander rank experts in the Azure Demon City were treasures given to them by demon emperors and demon gods. Demon commander rank experts couldn't get their hands on a star magic boat. By chance, Archwolf obtained a star magic boat, which was how he was able to rope in Taiken and the other 3 demon commander rank experts to help him look for a semiplane. Taiken and the other 3 demons returned to their respective rooms on the star magic boat. After confirming that the star magic boat could only cross the astral passageway once a day, Yang Feng raised his hand, and nanorobots turned into dust and sprinkled it on the star magic boat. After doing all this, Yang Feng's eyes flashed with satisfaction, and he turned into a stream of light and flew towards the celestial body below. The celestial body below also had a thin atmosphere. As soon as Yang Feng flew into the atmosphere of the celestial body, he felt his body sink slightly. Attracted by the celestial body, he flew towards the interior of the celestial body and landed on the ground very smoothly. After he landed, Yang Feng looked around and saw that the surroundings were earth-yellow, empty, and full of a deathly stillness and desolation feeling. Yang Feng pointed at a rock on the ground and cast the spell stone to mud. An earth-yellow magic light enveloped the rock, and the rock immediately softened and turned into a pile of mud. An invisible mage hand grabbed the large pile of mud and threw it aside. A copious amount of mud splashed, and a huge hole quickly appeared, forming a very wide underground base. Yang Feng took out a top-notch warp gate, installed it, and started to operate it. Activating S2 warp gate. Scanning and analyzing the environment. The environment is in a distorted and unstable state. Activating the warp gate consumes an additional 100% of energy. Activating S2 warp gate consumes 50% of the energy in the inventory. In addition, maintaining the warp gate also consumes a lot of energy. Do you want to activate it? Yang Feng ordered decisively, activate. Inject energy. Activating warp gate. Along with the messages, the top-notch warp gate shone brightly and slowly opened. Yang Feng stepped into the warp gate and returned to the secret base on the Tyrannid subcontinent. Before long, Yang Feng returned from the warp gate. He used the engineering robots to quickly dig out a huge space in the ground and directly released a Level 1 mobile fortified stronghold. At present, the second Level 2 mobile fortified stronghold was under construction. At present, Yang Feng only had the Level 1 mobile fortified stronghold that had already been built. From the Level 1 mobile fortified stronghold, engineering robots were released from the distant Level 1 mobile fortified stronghold to excavate or build a nuclear power plant, collect energy, and methodically develop the celestial body. When he saw this, Yang Feng showed a look of satisfaction. His figure fluttered, and he rushed into the sky and flew towards the star magic vessel. A month passed in the blink of an eye. With the power of the star magic vessel, Yang Feng and his party passed through 30 celestial bodies in succession. These celestial bodies were all abandoned celestial bodies without any life. At the same time, they didn't have precious resources like astral stones and astral gold. Taiken and the other 3 demon powerhouses didn't even bother to go down and check, because they had been through this route many times. Yang Feng, on the other hand, went down and checked each celestial body. In this way, he could easily lock the position of these celestial bodies. Although there were no treasures like astral stones and astral gold on the surface of these celestial bodies, but they were rich in resources on the inside. On the celestial body that Yang Feng placed in the mobile fortified stronghold, some astral stones, astral gold, and other rare ores were excavated from inside the celestial body. On this day, on the star magic vessel, Taiken and the other 3 demon commanders were fully armed and had dignified expressions, contrary to their previous lazy state. Kuei Wolf, the place we took previously was a safe route in the outer layer of the planar star river that has been explored countless times. In the outer layer of the planar star river, most of the celestial bodies are abandoned and of little value. The probability of semiplanes appearing there is not much higher than in other places in the astral boundary. Next, we're going to the inner layer of the planar star river. In the inner layer of the planar star river, it is relatively easy to come across semiplanes. However, the inner layer is also 10 times more dangerous than the outer layer. You have to be prepared. Taiken said solemnly. Yang Feng nodded. Taiken silently recited an incantation and pointed at the star magic vessel. With a flash of black light, the distorted astral passageway reappeared, and the star magic vessel flew into it. With a flash of distorted light, the star magic vessel passed through the distorted astral passageway and appeared on the edge of a celestial body. Pohana looked at the meteorites surrounding the celestial body, and her beautiful eyes flashed with ecstasy. Astral stones. Astral stones. The eyes of Cell, Azal, and the other demon powerhouses lit up and flickered with ecstasy as they stared at the meteorites surrounding the celestial body. The establishment of planar passageways, astral gates, star magic vessels, and other secret treasures that used the astral boundary required a large number of astral stones. Astral stones were a hard currency in both the demon race and the human race. They could be used to trade for many precious treasures and cultivation resources. On the Xianxia plane, astral stones were a precious or resource slightly inferior to purple sage demonic gold, and were also measured in grams. The 3 demon commanders Pohana, Cell, and Azal surged with demonic chi, turned into rays of light, flew into the meteorite belt, and took away the meteorites containing astral stones. Yang Feng's eyes flickered a few times, then he blurred into motion and flew into the meteorite belt. With a wave of his hand, numerous fist-sized level 2 extraordinary life form, the giant strength bees, flew out of a beehive in his hand and scattered in all directions. The more than 100,000 giant force bees pounced on the meteorites containing astral stones, grabbed the meteorites containing astral stones, and flew towards Yang Feng. A large number of meteorites containing astral stones disappeared in front of Yang Feng and entered his storage ring. When the three demon commanders Pohana, Cell, and Azal saw this scene, their countenances changed slightly. They looked at each other, then surged with demonic chi, turned into 3 streams of light, and flew away from Yang Feng in an instant. They cast secret methods to collect astral stones. Chapter 408. In the asteroid belt surrounding the celestial body, there were countless meteorites of various sizes. Suddenly, a meteorite split open, and a strange astral world demonic insect with a silkworm-like body and a pair of transparent insect wings on its back flew out. It had no eyes, ears, or nose, and only sharp teeth like a wild beast. As soon as the strange astral demon insect flew out, a spatial force enveloped it, causing it to disappear in an instant. A distorted space suddenly emerged in front of Azal, and the strange astral insect instantly flew out of the distorted space and pounced at Azal's head. The speed of the astral insect is extremely fast. The defenseless Azari only has time to roar. Demonic energy surged all over his body and the muscles on his head tightened. Even a level 3 secret treasure may not be able to penetrate the defense of his head. The astral insect's mouthpart spun wildly and stabbed at Azal's head. In the blink of an eye, it broke through the defense of Azal's head, ran through his skull, and drilled in. Azal bled from his facial orifices in a split second, and he issued a ferocious roar of pain and extreme fear. "Save me! Save me!" Astral insect. Pohana, Cell, Yang Feng, and Taiken were attracted by Azal's roar. When they saw the astral insect run through Azal's head, their complexions changed dramatically. Without saying a word, Yang Feng blurred into motion and quickly flew towards the star magic vessel. Countless giant force bees chased after him and flew into the hive in his hand. Pohana also flew towards the star magic vessel without hesitation. Cell hesitated for a moment, then clenched his teeth and cast blink. His figure flickered, and he flew towards Azal. Crack, crack. The sound of meteorites shattering echoed, and silkworm-like astral demonic insects flew out from the meteorites in the asteroid belt. Their bodies surged with spatial fluctuations, and then they disappeared. Besides Cell, the space around him distorted. Numerous astral demon insects flew out from the space and shot towards Cell. Cell's face changed greatly. He roared, tensed his muscles, and erupted with quasi-demon monarch rank fluctuations of power. The claws on his hands shot out and swept towards the astral insects like a storm. The claws of a ghost demon expert like Cell were extremely sharp. Once scratched by him, even Starry Sky Warlock rank experts would have their flesh lacerated and their bones broken. Even human Starry Sky Warlock rank experts weren't willing to engage in close combat with a ghost demon expert like Cell. Once a ghost demon expert like Cell got close to them, then even human Starry Sky Warlock rank experts might fall. The astral demon insects were shrouded by the heavy claw shadows and exploded one by one. Streams of black mucus burst out of their bodies and splattered towards Cell. The black slime contained an extremely strange power. When it landed on Cell's protective demonic aura, it extinguished it and dripped onto his body. When the black mucus fell on Cell, he immediately faced upwards and issued miserable screams, a pained expression on his face. Black chi surged, and his movements slowed down a lot. Taking advantage of the moment Cell's movements slowed down, the dense swarm of astral insects passed through his line of defense, pounced on him, and started devouring him. Within a dozen breaths, Cell was covered by the densely packed astral demonic insects. It was a sight that made one's hair stand on end. Retreat! Yang Feng and Pohana had just flown onto the star magic vessel, when black light surged from the star magic vessel, and it suddenly turned into a streak of black light and fled into the distance. The sound of chewing that made one's hair stand on end came from the meteorite belt. Yang Feng took a deep look at Taiken, and his eyes shimmered with a peculiar glint. If he had come back a little slower, he would have been abandoned by now. Pohana glanced at Taiken, and a peculiar glint flashed past her beautiful eyes. Taiken looked behind him, and his face changed dramatically, and he shouted, "Shit, the astral spatial silkworms are catching up. You two quickly use spatial interference spells." Astral spatial silkworms were the terrifying astral insects that devoured Cell and Pohana. They were born with the power to control space. An adult astral space demonic silkworm had the strength of a primary demonic commander. Moreover, they were social creatures. Once surrounded by them, even starry sky warlocks would find it hard to escape death. Behind the star devil vessel, a dense swarm of spatial devil silkworms flickered in and out of existence, and they ceaselessly traversed through space as they pursued the three of them. Pohana's pretty face flickered. She silently recited an incantation, pointed behind her, and cast the level 4 spell spatial interference. A series of strange spatial ripples suddenly spread out behind him. The space behind them distorted, and then calmed down. Unable to use their innate spatial ability, the astral spatial silkworms continued to chase after them. Yang Feng also silently recited an incantation and cast spatial interference alternately with Pohana, hindering the astral spatial silkworm's spatial ability. An hour later, the star magic vessel really got rid of the astral spatial silkworms. Taiken glanced at Pohana and said, "Hand it over." A wooden expression on her face, Pohana handed 1/3 of the astral stones to Taiken. Taiken was responsible for controlling the star magic vessel. The rest of the team had to hand him 1/3 of the resources they collected. This was the rule of the team. Taiken took a deep look at Yang Feng and frowned slightly. He didn't ask Yang Feng for the astral stones. Suddenly, the surrounding space distorted, a large hole appeared, and a 100-meter-long extravagant star magic vessel, far more luxurious than the one Taiken and his party rode, suddenly appeared in the void. Sitting on the star magic ship was a handsome man from the Human Devil clan with a horn on his head. He was surrounded by more than a dozen beautiful women from the Human Devil clan. Each of them exuded a terrifying aura that was comparable to a demon commander. The handsome man from the Human Devil race exuded the terrifying aura of a half-step devil king. When Taiken saw the handsome human demon, his face turned pale, and he uttered in a trembling voice, "Heart-eating young demon monarch." Pohana's pretty face turned pale, and her tender body trembled. Yang Feng frowned slightly. He quickly searched the memories of the sly wolf demon monarch, and a dignified look welled up in his eyes. The heart-eating young demon monarch was a powerhouse among human demons. Although he had a quasi-demon monarch rank cultivation base, but his battle prowess was comparable to that of some demon monarch rank powerhouses. Moreover, he was cruel and bloodthirsty, and liked to eat the hearts of all kinds of powerhouses. Even among demons, he was an extremely ferocious and loathsome character. The heart-eating young demon monarch raised his eyebrows, glanced at Yang Feng and his party with great interest, and revealed a cruel smile. "Oh, you little ants also know of this monarch's name. Very well, this monarch is in a good mood today. Hand over all your secret treasures and resources, and this monarch will be merciful and let you live." A gloomy expression on his face, Taiken said coldly, "Nothing the heart-eating young demon monarch says can be trusted. Those who believe in him are all dead." The heart-eating young demon monarch smiled ferociously, stared at Pohana with a snake-like gaze, and said coldly, "Ha, that's right. Those who believe in this monarch are all dead. However, this monarch has always been gentle to women. The woman over there, if you don't want to die, then come and join this monarch. Otherwise, this monarch will be the first to cook you alive." Pohana's pretty face paled, her tender body trembled slightly, and her face revealed a wavering look. She was not a chaste woman to begin with, and she had no objection to becoming the woman of the heart-eating young demon monarch. She was just worried that the heart-eating young demon monarch would go back on his word and kill her. The heart-eating young demon monarch looked at them with a playful expression, his eyes filled with peculiar intoxication. Yang Feng calmly retreated a few steps to the side. Taiken's complexion changed slightly, and he shouted, "Pohana, have you forgotten our friendship of hundreds of years?" Pohana's complexion changed slightly, and her eyes shimmered with determination. She took a step forward, raised her head, and said loudly, "Heart-eating young demon monarch, don't try to sow dissension. I will never betray my companions." Taiken's eyes shimmered with an enigmatic gleam, and he heaved a sigh of relief. Suddenly, Pohana retreated briskly. Sharp claws more than 30 centimeters long ejected from her right hand. Carrying frightening demonic chi, the claws suddenly stabbed into Taiken's heart with lightning speed, and then dug out Taiken's heart. After her attack succeeded, Pohana's figure blurred, and she flew towards the star magic vessel where the heart-eating young demon monarch was. Why? As a demon commander rank powerhouse, Taiken's vitality was dozens of times greater than that of humans. After his heart was dug out by Pohana, his eyes were bloodshot, and he bled from his facial orifices. Pohana showed a bewitching smile, and her beautiful eyes shimmered with ridicule. "Because I want to live." "Taiken, you idiot. How could I disobey the heart-eating young demon monarch for you? Are you out of your mind? You actually believe me?" Taiken's eyes were filled with anger. His body swayed slightly and he fell to the ground. His eyes were wide open, and he died with everlasting regret. "Well done." The heart-eating young demon monarch grinned and extended his hand, and a tremendous suction force pulled Pohana to his side. He tore off her clothes and fiddled with them. Pohana's pretty face flushed, and her eyes wandered. Exuding a charming aura, she said coquettishly, "This is what I should do." Chapter 409. The heart-eating junior demon monarch showed a sinister and playful smile, then extended a finger and rubbed Pohana's heart, saying, "Very well, darling, help me do one more thing. That was to kill him. As long as you kill him, I'll make you my woman. Otherwise, I'll eat your heart." Pohana's delicate body stiffened, and she squeezed out a smile and said, "Yes. I'll kill him." Pohana's figure fluttered, and she flew towards the star magic vessel. "Kuei Wolf, please die for me." A sinister glint flashed in Pohana's eyes. Demonic aura surged on her body, and purple demonic patterns surged on her body. A layer of black battle armor suddenly covered her body. A pinnacle demon commander rank aura diffused from her. Pohana was able to join the planar search team because she was strong enough. Even among the Azure Demon City's demon commander rank powerhouses, she could be ranked in the upper middle. Pohana's figure fluttered, and 3 afterimages suddenly appeared and shot towards Yang Feng lightning fast from 3 different directions. The 3 afterimages exuded the same aura, making it impossible to tell which one was the real one. Yang Feng pressed the dimensional badge on his chest, and Starry Sky Rippers suddenly appeared. 3 Starry Sky Rippers brandished super high-frequency oscillation blades and slashed at the 3 afterimages. The afterimage on the left flashed, and a large amount of blood sprinkled in the air. The afterimage screamed and turned into a cloud of black mist. The Starry Sky Rippers slashed at the black mist, but to no avail. The level 4 spell vaporization was one of the most suitable spells to resist physical attacks. Yang Feng silently recited an incantation, pointed with a finger, and unleashed the level 4 spell Fire Dragon. A 30-meter-long fire dragon suddenly appeared and pounced at the black mist. Blood-curdling screams came from the black mist, and it quickly condensed into the figure of Pohana with a weak aura. "No, don't kill me. Kuei Wolf, spare me. I beg you, spare me. As long as you spare me, I'm willing to do anything. I'm willing to do anything." Pohana let out a miserable shriek as soon as she appeared, a look of terror on her face. The 6 Starry Sky Rippers instantly erupted with speed. Leaving afterimages behind, they suddenly appeared in front of Pohana at the terrifying speed of Mach 10, and slashed with their super high-frequency oscillation blades, cutting Pohana into pieces, leaving only her severed head. The heart-eating Junior Demon King's eyes flashed with ridicule, and he said condescendingly, "What a ruthless method. They didn't even hesitate to kill their own companions. I admire you very much. Hand over all your treasures and become my dog. I can spare your dog life. Kill them all, don't leave a single one alive." With an indifferent expression on his face, Yang Feng pressed the dimensional badge on his chest, and hundreds of starry sky rippers, space disruptors, gravity manipulators, wind manipulators, ice manipulators, and other special battle robots suddenly appeared and flew towards the heart-eating young demon monarch and company like meteors. "How dare you!" When the heart-eating young demon monarch saw this, his eyes flashed with anger. As if a lofty monarch was provoked by a commoner, demonic chi churned and surged around him, and his eyes flickered fiercely. He silently recited an incantation, pointed at the battle robots, and conjured the level 4 meteorological spell Corrosive Tempest. Clouds of terrifying demonic chi churned and surged, before condensing into drops of terrifying demonic rain that could easily poison a level 2 warlock to death, suddenly appearing. A fearsome demonic wind suddenly erupted and swept the corrosive demonic rain towards the hundreds of battle robots. To deal with a large number of weak beings, large-scale meteorological spells were undoubtedly the best way to deal with them. Transparent energy shields suddenly appeared on the surface of the hundreds of battle robots. Inside the black tempest, countless black corrosive demonic rain hit the energy shields of the battle robots, and the sound of rain hitting banana leaves echoed. Yet, the energy shields of the battle robots could not be broken. Almost in the blink of an eye, a starry sky ripper flew out of the demonic storm and appeared in front of a beautiful devil race powerhouse like a bolt of lightning, slashing at her with its blade. The complexion of the beautiful demon expert suddenly changed dramatically. Demonic chi surged, and a layer of black scales with astonishing defensive power covered her in an instant. The starry sky ripper slashed down and mercilessly chopped the beautiful demon race powerhouse in two, and blood splattered everywhere. One after another, starry sky rippers rushed out of the demonic rain, appeared in front of the beautiful demon commander rank powerhouses at Mach 10 speed, and slashed the beautiful demon commander rank powerhouses in half. Although the beautiful demons were demon commander rank powerhouses, but they had little combat experience. Moreover, they were unguarded against the starry sky rippers, which was why they were insta-killed by the fearsome starry sky rippers. "Oh, damn it. You bastard! You damn bastard, how dare you kill my concubine? How dare you kill my most beloved concubine? I swear I will tear you to pieces. After I torture you for hundreds of years, I will let you die in the most painful way." The heart-eating Junior Demon King was enraged and roared madly. Demonic chi surged all over his body, and his body suddenly swelled up. His face twisted, and he turned into a 10-meter-tall blade ghost troll with a ghostly face and a sharp blade at every joint of his body. Blade Ghost Troll was a branch of Ghost Troll. Adult Blade Ghost Troll possessed Demon Commander rank strength, and the elites among them could even fight some ordinary Demon Monarch rank powerhouses. They were an extremely fearsome fiend. After the heart-eating Junior Demon Monarch transformed, his aura swelled wildly and approached the Demon Monarch rank. 5 starry sky rippers flew in front of the heart-eating Junior Demon Monarch in a flash and slashed at him. Trash, shatter. The eyes of the heart-eating Junior Demon Monarch shimmered with madness, and he ejected 1-meter-long claws that turned into claw shadows. The energy shields in front of the 5 starry sky rippers shattered and turned into countless parts that scattered on the ground. At this moment, gravity balls suddenly shot out and barreled towards the heart-eating Junior Demon Monarch like raindrops. The heart-eating Junior Demon Monarch smiled coldly, then silently recited an incantation, and a layer of spatial fluctuations enveloped him. Practically at the same time, the Type 1 space disruptor unleashed spatial interference power, and spatial ripples spread in all directions. The layer of spatial fluctuations enveloping the heart-eating Junior Demon Monarch collapsed in an instant, causing his face to change dramatically. The gravity balls slammed into the heart-eating junior demon monarch in a flash and pressed him to the ground as if he was carrying a mountain on his back. A starry sky ripper flew to the head of the heart-eating young demon king in a flash and chopped down, directly beheading the heart-eating young demon king. No. With a look of incredulity on his face, the heart-eating junior demon monarch issued a miserable scream, and then he bled from his facial orifices and lost his vitality. The heart-eating junior demon monarch was a quasi-demon monarch rank powerhouse. In the Azure Demon City, he was a fierce character ranked in the top 20 among demon commanders. Coupled with the help of a dozen-plus demon commander rank concubines, he was a practically invincible existence among the demon commander rank. Yet now, he was easily killed by Yang Feng's battle robots. He naturally didn't want to believe this fact, and died with everlasting regret. Yang Feng frowned slightly, looked at Taiken's corpse, and sighed slowly, losing a guide. This is troublesome. Although Yang Feng could use methods to read memories from the minds of Taiken and them, but it wasn't that simple to memorize and use the memories at will. After reading the memories of Taiken and them, it was like having a database with their memories that could be searched. If Yang Feng encountered any problems, he would have to search through the optical computer, which would slow him down a lot. Moreover, the database didn't have the experience of Taiken and them. It was very troublesome to deal with them instinctively. After Yang Feng extracted all the blood essence of the demon experts, he carefully sized up the heart-eating junior demon monarch's star magic vessel for a while, and his eyes revealed a look of satisfaction. This star magic vessel is not bad. It should be an intermediate star magic vessel. It can cross astral passageways up to 3 times a day. Not bad. Yang Feng put away the low-grade star magic vessel, went to the intermediate star magic vessel, and began to check the harvest of the battle. Taiken and Pohana only had some astral stones and astral gold on them that were more precious. Although the heart-eating junior demon monarch was a quasi-demon monarch rank powerhouse, but he only had some astral stones and astral gold on him that were more precious. In addition, everyone contributed more than 1 million low-grade magic crystals, 500 intermediate magic crystals, and a variety of materials used by demons for cultivation. Yang Feng was very satisfied with this many magic crystals. After all, he had to use magic crystals to practice cultivation. The main contributor of magic crystals was the quasi-demon monarch rank powerhouse, the heart-eating junior demon monarch. He didn't know where he came from, but he had more magic crystals than the demon monarch Sly Wolf. The demon monarch Sly Wolf only contributed a little more than 500,000 magic crystals. After the inventory was done, Yang Feng didn't take back the battle robots. Instead, he had them scattered in every corner of the star magic vessel, and then began to read the memories of Taiken, the heart-eating junior demon monarch, and company regarding planar star rivers. After carefully examining the memories of the heart-eating junior demon monarch, Yang Feng's eyes flashed with a peculiar glint. It turns out that in addition to the outer layer and inner layer, planar star rivers also have a core area and an inner layer. Finding a semiplane in the inner layer is also a matter of luck. The number of semiplanes in the core layer is more numerous. The heart-eating junior demon monarch wants to go to the core layer. As for the inner layer, it's too dangerous. Even if a moonlight warlock enters, there's a great chance that they will die. No one can enter it. Welcome to Legends of Cultivation, audiobooks, where we bring ancient fantasy to life through storytelling. Follow the rise of heroes who defy fate, unlock mystical powers, and battle across celestial realms. Our audiobooks are crafted for fans of Chinese cultivation novels, filled with battles, breakthroughs, and legendary artifacts. Subscribe and be part of an unforgettable journey into the realm of immortality.